Hello, it is 9:30. Welcome to the weather update for the 9th of September. And rain definitely lingered. Fortunately, by the afternoon, it was just fairly light here in Nassau County. And the sun actually, we could actually see the sunset as some drops were falling as the sun set a little after 7 o'clock. And made for some pretty looking skies, actually. Some very pretty looking skies, as you see right there. Very pretty looking. So, looking at the satellite here, you'll see that that front is slowly inching away, and I mean inching away very slowly. You can sort of see at the bottom of the screen here, this is what's left of Mindy. Maybe it might even reform again now that it's back over the water. It almost looks like it's starting to get some more convection going there. And then way off to the right that you can't see is Larry. Fortunately, the rain is wrapping up. Let's look at the radar right now. We're going to go to that radar right now, and we'll just use this radar here, which I should have set up, but I forgot. So here you go. Here's the radar, and you can see the rain is wrapping up. The front is moving offshore. We still have another area of showers over here that I don't know if that's ground clutter. That might be ground clutter. Yeah, I think that's just ground clutter, but there are a few showers coming in off Pennsylvania still, so still some lingering moisture trying to get wrung out of the atmosphere, I guess you could say. Let's go look at our current conditions across the area right now. And yes, we have that high surf advisory in effect as well. That is all due to the effects of Larry, which we'll get into in this weather update as well. Current temperatures upper 60s to around 70. Still kind of damp out there. Points still in the mid to upper 60s. So you're feeling a little humidity today. But with the cloud cover and the showers, it wasn't all that hot. Let's take a look and see how much rainfall there was across the area today. Right now, I don't see too much rain, which is... Oh, wait. That's because that is not going back to midnight. I'm like, no, it's got to be more than that. Let's see what we got here. Okay, so not too bad. Only a 0.35 in Nassau. Some parts of Suffolk got a little closer to an inch. Let's take a look at some of these areas in New Jersey and the city. Doesn't look like they got hit too badly. Fortunately, that really heavy rain never really materialized. But still, wasn't needed. And Forked River still is showing a 1.20 inch. I don't know if I buy that at all. But we do have this high surf advisory in effect. And this is all due to Larry, high risk rip currents. And this is the high surf advisory, and this is all due to Larry. For the high surf advisory, large breaking waves of 4 to 7 feet in the surf zone for the high rip current risk, dangerous rip currents, and this goes to at least this evening to midnight EDT through 8 a.m. Saturday. So this is going to probably be going through Saturday evening, maybe even into Sunday. And there could be some beach erosion. Like I said, Larry is a large storm, and we're going to get to Larry right now. Let's go to the latest from the Hurricane Center. Here's Mindy. You see Tropical Depression Mindy now over the water. It might actually re-strengthen again. Let's see if the Hurricane Center, it actually has it staying in depression, but it might. It's kind of close to Larry, and it's actually trying to follow Larry. But here's large Larry, of course. So let's go to Larry right now and get the latest on Hurricane Larry. Larry's now moving north away from Bermuda as of 8 p.m. Location 34.2 north, 62.3 west, about 190 miles northeast of Bermuda, and about 985 miles south-southwest of Cape Race, Newfoundland. Maximum sustained winds are 90 miles an hour. So it's weakening. It's moving over cooler waters. It's slowly weakening. It's also interacting with that trough, which is shearing it a little bit. So north movement at 21 miles an hour. So it's getting flung up now by the trough northward. Minimum central pressure, 966 millibars. 28.53 inches. And now, a hurricane warning is now in effect from southeastern Newfoundland, from Arnold's Cove to Jones Harbor. Tropical storm warning is in effect for southeastern Newfoundland, from Lammaline to Arnold's Cove. So let's get to the latest on the discussion. We're going to show you the map here. So maximum sustained winds are near 90 miles an hour with higher gusts. Gradual weakening is forecast to begin on Friday, but Larry is expected to remain a hurricane until it passes Newfoundland. That is quite extraordinary. Larry should become an extratropical cyclone on Saturday, then weaken further while it passes southeast of Greenland Sunday night. Larry is expected to be absorbed by a larger extratropical low east of Greenland by Monday. Larry is a large hurricane. Hurricane force winds extend outward up to 90 miles from the center. That is quite large. And tropical storm force winds extend outward up to 220 miles from the center. Pearl Island, Bermuda, reported sustained winds of 39 miles an hour with the gusts to 45. So yeah, it's a large storm, and it's definitely something to you're going to see effects of this all over the eastern seaboard. But Newfoundland is really, I don't ever remember Newfoundland getting a hurricane warning. But there you go, there it is on the map. Hurricane warning for part of Newfoundland, tropical storm warning for other parts, and you can see it's going to track over there, and it's going to get pulled into Greenland. The remnants are going to get pulled into Greenland. That is, like I said, quite extraordinarily something that we've never seen before, and that is not good for Greenland at all. And the ice there, they observe rain, heavy rain over the ice in Greenland this year. I think I went over that a couple of days ago or whatever. But that is quite something to be concerned about. And here's your wind probability chart as well. Let's go to that wind probability chart here. So look at that, and it actually goes all the way up toward Greenland. This is the probability of tropical storm force winds, and look at that. Good probabilities of it. I don't know if they have one for hurricane force winds, but this is quite a disturbing situation for Newfoundland. And let's now go and look at Larry on the satellite. We're going to actually look at Larry on a couple of satellite images. Starting with the MODIS, there it is. Look at it. Still looking very substantial, I might add. There's a tiny island of Bermuda. Again, it's a huge storm. Look at it. I mean, it is huge on the satellite image. I'll move this along so you can take a look at some other satellite images here as we get more layers on it. And you'll see, again, that is one huge-looking storm right there. And it's already having some effects. Here is our stall front and the cooler air behind it, though I do see a lot of cumulus popping up in that air. And there's the wildfire smoke from California on the west there. We don't have enough of you can sort of see a little bit of it there, and we'll have to see if that's going to affect our area eventually later this weekend. It may. We've been lucking out with not having to deal with it, but I know it's going to be back eventually. So there's Larry. Let's take a look at Larry on the infrared, enhanced infrared as well. And you can see it's definitely getting picked up. It's moving now, and that's the issue. It's going to start accelerating. It's not really going to have too much time to weaken before it impacts Newfoundland. It's going to impact it. We look at that chart again. It said, overnight. So around midnight tomorrow night, probably, it's going to start affecting Newfoundland. So let's go look at another storm here. Let's look at Mindy. There's also Olaf, too, by the way. So here's Mindy. You can see there's still some convection going, and it's back over the water. You can see. I think it could become a tropical storm again. I wouldn't write Mindy off. I really wouldn't. And then you have Olaf. You have Olaf. So let me go to Olaf now. Now Olaf is a hurricane, and it's going to impact Mexico. This is Olaf right here. It's actually getting ready to impact Baja right now. Look at that. So quite impressive there. In fact, that's a pretty strong hurricane. I'm going to have to go back to the Hurricane Center, actually, because we got to talk about that, too. See, the tropics are just incredibly busy. And then we have two other areas we got to watch. All right, so Eastern Pacific, this is Olaf right here. So it's a 90-mile-an-hour hurricane. Minimum central pressure, 977 millibars. So let's take a look at the chart for this. And you can see the cone here. It looks like it's going to impact Baja, California, and then move offshore. It's a shame that this couldn't get into California and just move up into California and bring some much-needed rain for them. But, no, that's not happening. So, yeah, let's go look at some more images here of some of these storms. Let's go look at Larry on this, on the GOES image viewer, so you get a chance to look at Larry here. And it seems like we're having an issue getting a loop from Larry here. There should be a loop here. Why is this not? Let's try it again. It's just stuck. Yeah, it's not working. Well, let's all right, let's see if we can get a loop of some of the other storms. Let's look at Olaf. Yeah, it seems like we're having trouble loading these loops, these floater loops. But there's Olaf. You can see it's going to interact with Baja. So let's take a look and see what's going to be happening here. Let's go. I'm going to close. I'm not even going to go over the underground stuff. Let's go over what's happening here, and you can see there's a lot of different things on this map here. A lot of different things. We're going to first get started with the east, I guess, and we'll just be focusing on the east, I guess, in this one. We'll go to eastern U.S. here, so we can take a look at Larry right here on the right-hand side. So here's your cold front. This is the GFS. Cold front moves offshore, and it lifts Larry right into Newfoundland, which you're not going to be able to see on the screen there. We'll get to that in a moment. But for us, that means nice weather, high pressure, northwest winds, and that high is going to stick around right through the weekend and bring us nice weather into next week until we start seeing some more chances for showers. And we have a couple of fronts that'll try to make it through, but you can see that ridge definitely trying to make a comeback there, which is a little disturbing, I guess. But you know that ridge ain't going to go away easily. You know that. So let's get a little closer to our area here and go over tomorrow's weather. I guess we'll... do we have enough of the HRRR I can use? So the rain is out of here. We don't have to worry about the rain. It's out of here. Dry day tomorrow. And dry for Saturday, too. So it's going to be nice all weekend long. Looking at the temperatures on the HRRR, we'll go ahead and we'll see that our temperatures are going to be in the... HRRR has us in the low 70s. That's all they have us. And then at night drops into the 50s. And then for Saturday during the day, another cool day with mid-70s probably. And the other great thing about it is the dew points are low, too. So dew points generally going to be in the 50s. Maybe a sea breeze develops on Saturday, but the weather will cooperate with a lot of the remembrance ceremonies because Saturday is September 11th. Here's tomorrow with the northwest winds. You can see the humidity drops, especially toward the afternoon. We start seeing maybe even some dew points in the 40s, perhaps. Let's go look at the GFS now. Similar idea. See those dew points drop. In the morning we start off with a little humidity. I think it might take a little time to maybe get rid of the... I think by morning, by sunrise, the humidity should be dropping. And then it's going to get really nice and low by the afternoon there. Maybe in the evening, dew points in the 40s. And then for Saturday, we'll see nice low dew points as well as the winds start shifting over to the southwest. And that'll bring in a little more humidity for Sunday. And Sunday will be as well a little warmer as a result of that. So you'll see temperatures more closer in the mid-80s, though, which is above normal. For Saturday, though, we are going to have some mid-70s. And then for tomorrow, mid-70s. I think mid-70s. I think the HRRR is a little cool. I'm thinking mid-70s for tomorrow. Now, let's go look at the clouds. And again, GFS not showing much in the way of clouds at all. And then Saturday also clear, though. You can see it might try to move some cirrus in by the afternoon, later in the afternoon. And then for Sunday, some cirrus around. But that'll be it pretty much. And then as we go into next week, we're not going to go into next week. We're going to pretty much be focused on the weekend here because I got to still talk more about Larry. All right. So here is the NAM cloud model. You see those clouds move offshore. We have a mostly sunny day tomorrow, maybe a few stratocumulus clouds, maybe over Long Island it looks like. And then for Saturday, fairly sunny again, not many clouds at all. And the RGEM also. And the RGEM wants to build a little more of these stratocumulus decks that could wind up going into the area. So perhaps we'll see some of these stratocumulus decks over New Jersey and Long Island, perhaps in the late morning to early after, perhaps, maybe overdoing it. But all I know is I saw quite a bit of stratocumulus on that satellite, so I think we're going to have some of those fair weather stratocumulus clouds around. Nothing bad. And then for Saturday will probably be less in the way of clouds, probably mostly sunny. And then Sunday we'll start seeing some of those high clouds. Only some. There'll still be plenty of sunshine. So all in all, we've got like 3 sunny days in a row with great weather. So you got to get out there and enjoy it. But as far as the impacts to the shore goes, well, that's where we're going to start seeing the issues. And when we look at the GFS, we're going to go to the significant wave height, and you'll see the effects of Larry over here. So here you go. So here are the effects of Larry that you're going to start seeing at the beaches tomorrow. And you can see that we're going to have those possibly beach erosion and coastal. It looks like it backs it off by Saturday already. So tomorrow will probably be the worst. According to the GFS, it's tomorrow that's going to have the worst wave action, and then it backs off. According to this. All right. Let's go a little further over toward. Let's see if we have one for the Canadian Maritimes. Find one here for the Canadian Maritimes here. North America, that's what I need. Doesn't really have any close-up views of the Canadian Maritimes here, so I don't see that here. So I think we'll have to shift to a different site if we want to visualize what's going to happen with Larry. So let's go to windy.com. And this again is Larry right here, so we'll just visualize what's going to happen with Larry. So you can see the track of Larry here making its way toward Newfoundland right there. And going to start feeling the effects tomorrow night. And then you'll see here Larry interacting with Newfoundland. Look at that. That's a pretty substantial hurricane there. Again, I'm leaving it at this so you can see the eye, but look at that. Look at that. It says south at 73. So this is still going to be a hurricane when it hits. All right, and the winds could be stronger than that. If I go over here to the wind gusts here, this is the European model, 121. I mean, this is going to be a devastating hurricane and another terrible natural disaster this time in Newfoundland. It's gonna move through pretty quick. It's the good news. It'll be moving pretty quick, and then you see it get absorbed into the circulation, and perhaps start affecting Greenland on Saturday, which is pretty crazy when you think about it. So let's get to the waves. Let's look at these waves, because this is what we're going to have to deal with here. And I kind of like this better than Tidbits. Again, this is a European, so the waves near the center of the storm are absolutely huge. All right, and again, it's a big storm. It has plenty of fetch over the ocean to generate these waves, and you can see off our shores here, we're going to be dealing with 8-foot swells, maybe 9 feet, 10 feet swells. It's going to be beach erosion and coastal flooding through tomorrow and into possibly Saturday, and for even Nova Scotia, they're going to see even worse of that. They're going to see probably closer to 20 feet. Storm comes a little closer to them. But for Newfoundland, as we go into here, 2 a.m., look at St. Johns, 40 feet. St. Johns may get wiped off the map. I'm not familiar with St. Johns. You know what? We're going to actually look at St. Johns in this weather update, too. So you see here, and you see the storm move past. It is going to be devastating for Newfoundland. Absolutely a devastating hurricane on the way for Newfoundland, which I can't even remember the time this has ever happened before. Let's go to the GFS now. So we'll use the GFS wave model, which is a little more conservative maybe, with the waves at least not getting toward our area. But you can see it for the Canadian Maritimes, it's going to be very, very bad. This is the GFS, and GFS is no different. This is insane. All right, so let's go to the wind. I'm going to put wind gusts on here, so you get an idea to see, again, what the wind gusts are going to be with this storm. It's just going to be incredible. This storm is going to be one for the record books, another one for the record books. You can clearly see. And it's the eastern side that's going to be the worst side, obviously. When they move at this latitude, that's usually what happens. But still, St. Johns is going to be in that east side. That's what the models look like right now. And this is going to be really bad. St. Johns, you're going to have winds up to 100 miles an hour, most likely. And then this moves north and then up toward Greenland again on Saturday, and could start affecting Greenland on the weekend. But this is going to be a devastating natural disaster for Newfoundland. Let's go and look at the latest smoke here. Let me just refresh. Let's see if we have the 0Z available. We do now have the 0Z available. So let's go ahead and look at the vertically integrated smoke on the HRRR so we can see where this smoke is going to go, see if it's going to affect us at all. This is all I have is 12 hours, but right now it does not look like it's going to affect us for tomorrow. So I guess let's go to Newfoundland now, and let's take a look and see what it looks like there. So I get an idea of what the terrain is like, because if it's flat, they're going to be in a whole lot of trouble. So this is St. Johns right here. This is the area, and they are under a hurricane warning. And if it is a low-lying area, they're going to be in some serious trouble. So let's take a look and see what it looks like here. So it looks like they do have big cliffs and seawalls, so that hopefully will protect them. But the wind is going to knock out the power for certainly. They may wind up losing power completely over there. It would not surprise me. Their beaches are kind of rocky, so I'm thinking that would help keep any of the storm surge. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, their beaches are kind of rocky, so I think this would help keep the storm surge from coming too far in. So I don't. If they have a high coastline like this, it should really help keep the seas from coming in too far. It seems like it's relatively undeveloped along the coast, which is good. But the issue is the wind, and we could still have St. John's might be like kind of a harbor. I see a harbor here. So if there's a harbor, let's take a look at this and see what we have here. Yeah, this is where I'm concerned about. Oh, it's right on the water. This is not going to be good at all. There's going to be a storm surge in here, and that northeast wind is going to push this right into the city. So this is going to be very bad for the city of New St. John's, at least along the coast in the downtown area. Once you go further inland, it'll be better. But as far as their power grid goes, let's see what we got here. We got a substation over here. It's probably one of the substations that serves the city. I would expect a lot of these lines to go down. These kind of winds. Let's take a look and see what they have, what they're using. This is can't really see the substation too well from here, or the power lines. Let's go to this side. Probably should be able to see. Hopefully they're metal. But as we saw in New Orleans, just because it's metal doesn't mean it's guaranteed to stay up. Those are wood. Oh, yeah. All right. So one of them is metal, but this one is wood. The wood is going to come down. But hopefully, if this line doesn't get damaged, then they can keep probably power to the city if they got an underground feeder to that from that substation. Otherwise, we're going to see a similar thing that happened in New Orleans. And again, these towers look pretty strong, but they are lattice, and I don't know if they're going to be able to take those kind of winds. We'll be finding out very shortly. But my thoughts and prayers are with the people now in Newfoundland and in St. John's, because they're now next in line to deal with the next natural disaster. So that's going to be it for this weather update. Take care, and thanks for watching.